So you started playing Snowrunner and you've noticed that the game is not very good at explaining you what to do and how to play it? Well, let me show you. Hi, how are you? My name is Pete, and in this quick video I'm gonna show you all the beginners how to play the Snowrunner game and what to look out for. So first thing you want to do at the very beginning of the game is unlock all the watchtowers. As you can see here on the map, all the watchtowers will always be marked for you until you actually use them, and if you use them, they will uncover a certain part of the map. Just like the game asks you in the tutorial, you need to approach the watchtower and watch the little cutscene, and after that, that part of the map will be uncovered. So once you unlock all the watchtowers, this is how your map's supposed to look like, and as you can see there's loads of different icons, but don't worry, I will explain it all to you. So the first thing I would recommend you to do once you uncover the whole map is to grab all the upgrades that you can actually grab. If it's in the middle of really tough terrain, don't bother, you will get it later, but if it's relatively easy to get, I would definitely recommend you to do it. And once you approach and collect the upgrade, don't forget to click the show track list on that little pop-up window. That will give you all the information, what kind of upgrade is it and which tracks is it available for. Now, as you can see in this case it's only available for one truck and that track is grayed out. But if it's longer list, some of the trucks will be grayed out and some will be white. The one in white means that they are the ones that you have in your garage. And the ones grayed out obviously means that you didn't get them yet. So the whole idea of the Snowrunner is to complete the missions. Now the missions divide in three main categories. There are contracts, and the contracts are given by different companies. You can check them separately. There's contests and there is tasks. Now let's start with the tasks. So the tasks are marked as a note on your map. As you can see on my list here, I only have one task available. However, there's way more nodes on the map. Now to have them on your list, you need to first activate them. So I strongly recommend whenever you unlock the watchtowers or you generally drive around the map or you do different missions, whenever you see the node that is easily accessible, I would recommend you to approach it and activate that task. Now by activating the task, it doesn't mean that you're gonna have to start doing it, but once you activate it, it gets added to your tasks list. And from there, you can always check what that task is about and what it requires you to do. And again, don't worry, picking up that task, it doesn't mean that the mission that you're actually in the middle of doing will disappear. Even if you accidentally hit start tracking on your task, you can just go back to your mission and click start tracking on the mission that you were actually doing. Now, another kind of missions that are available in the game are called contests. Now, what's different about contests is that they're missions that you can do over and over and over again, and they usually reward you with the credits and the experience. So let's check that food delivery contest. As you can see, it requires us to deliver 2 consumables to the drilling site. And below in the rewards section, you can see, depending how quickly you're gonna do it, you're gonna get different rewards. And those missions, providing that you play on normal mode, you can do over and over again. So if you need extra bit of money or extra bit of experience, you can always do a couple of contest missions. Now before we get into contracts, I just want to mention that before you start doing any kind of missions, I would strongly recommend, after you uncover the map, to fix all the roads that you're able to fix. So as you can see here, I have a wooden bridge task. Again, the task means that I had to activate it earlier to be able to see the requirements for it. And it requires me to deliver 2 wooden planks to fix the bridge. Now once you fix the bridge, obviously that opens the road for you. So doing all kind of different missions, it will be just easier once all the roads are accessible for you. As you can see, there's another one roadblock which also requires you to do certain thing to unblock that road, and then you will be able to use it. Now let's talk about the contracts. So the contracts are kind of the main missions of the game. And as you can see in my case here, I only have one contract from this particular company available. All the other ones are locked. And if you click on any of those locked contracts, it will tell you what other contract you have to do before that in order to unlock it. As you can see here, I need to complete Work for Old Sweat first in order to unlock this mission. And when I click Work for Old Sweat mission, that one is also locked and it requires me to complete Still Liver Supplies mission. But as you can see, the Still Liver Supply mission is not available in that company. That usually means that it's available in a different company. And if we go to Still River Township, as you can see, there is the mission that we're looking for, Still River Supplies, and it's actually available to complete. Now here's another important information. Every time you go into the mission description, you can see it requires you to bring something from A to B. Now if you actually click on it, it will show you exactly where those things are. If I click on the fuel carrier trailer, it will show me exactly where it is on the map. And if I click town storage, it will show me where the town storage is. Now this is a two-part mission, so it requires you to complete the first part first, otherwise you won't be able to complete the second part. And again, as it was before, once you click the consumables, it will show you where to get the consumables from. And if you click wooden planks, it will show you where to get the wooden planks from. However, there is one catch. Let's go to wet harvest mission. Again, you can check where to get all the products, and as you can see, it tells us to take bricks from the warehouse, but it also tells us to take metal beams from the town storage. Now don't take it for granted, and what I would suggest you do, you go to your building list and then check every building individually what they can actually offer you. And if we do that and we click on the warehouse, you will notice that the warehouse also actually have metal beams. So you don't have to go to town storage at all to pick up the metal beams and the bricks at the same time. So it's always worth it before you accept the mission to check all the buildings on the map to be able to plan your route accordingly. Now that brings me to the next point that the game is not very well at explaining to you, and it's the fact that each cargo takes a different amount of space on your truck. So the standard sideboard on the truck, as you can see here, has 2 spaces. So the things like bricks and concrete blocks take 1 space each, whereas the metal beams take 2 spaces each. So if the mission requires you to bring 2 metal beams from A to B, you either need to use 2 trucks, do it twice, or use the according trailer to be able to do it at once. Basically, you need 4 spaces for 2 metal beams. Now, because the game is not very well at explaining that to you, I took my time and I made a list for you guys so you can always check it how much spaces the cargo needs. So if you look at the bricks, they require you 1 space. However, the cabin, for example, it requires 2 spaces. So every square means 1 space on your truck. And the things like drilling equipment, for example, it takes 4 cargo spaces. So that will save you unnecessary surprises when you're trying to do certain missions. Now you might notice that long logs and medium logs and short logs don't have any squares. That is because they require a special add-on for the truck or the special trailer to be able to transport them. So to be able to transport the short logs, you need the add-on that's called short logging frame. And it tells you up there in the description that it's created to transport short logs. Now, for the medium logs, you actually have 2 options. You can either go for the medium logging frame add-on, which also tells you in the description that it's created to transport medium logs. And just in case you're wondering, no, you can't transport the short logs with the medium logs add-on. And the second option for the medium logs is buying the trailer called log trailer, which is created for the medium logs as well. And lastly, for the long logs, you need the add-on first called log carrier front, and once you have that, you need to go to the trailer store and buy yourself a log carrier rear, which will allow you to transport the long logs. One more important thing to know about the contract is pay attention to the rewards. As you can see here, there's just random contract, and in the rewards section you basically get only the experience and the credits. However, as you can see, there are other kind of rewards that you can get, which gives you different things. Like, for example, this contract will give you the warehouse access. So if it is possible, try to make those contracts that give you extra buildings first. That way, doing all the following contracts might actually be easier because you get additional warehouses where you can get this stuff from. Also, I want to show you why is it important to try to activate as many tasks and contests as possible, because then you can just save your time by just stacking up missions. Let me show you what I mean. So here I have the wooden planks order mission, which requires me to deliver to the railway station 5 wooden planks. Now the railway station on this map is just beside the garage, so technically I would have to grab the truck from the garage, go all the way down to sawmill to grab the wooden planks, and then go to the railway station. However, because I have a contest uncovered, which is just at the railway station, I can actually do container delivery, which requires me to deliver the container, which you pick up from railway station, and deliver it to the sawmill. And then from sawmill, I can grab those 5 wooden planks and bring them to the railway station. Now, obviously, it's up to you. It's your game. You play it however you want. I'm just giving you ideas that whenever you have all the tasks activated, you will be able to read what the requirements are and also read all the contracts. And that way, when you spend some time planning it, you will be able to finish a lot more missions in the shorter amount of time. Now, I know what you're thinking now. It's all well and good. Now I understand how to do it. However, I'm constantly getting stuck in the mood. Now, I gotta admit, this game is pretty difficult, especially at the beginning. You don't get the best trucks. Now, those trucks are actually not bad once you get all the upgrades for them. However, when you just started, you have no way of accessing all the upgrades, whether they be locked behind the level or you just don't have the money to upgrade the truck. Now, if you want to have that kind of experience, I actually made a video about it, where I will show you how to get this particular truck and 2 other really good trucks at the very beginning of the game. You can literally be level 1 and have no money, and you will be able to get those trucks, and that should get you started. Now, I hope you find this video useful. If you did, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.